Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing well. So today I come again with a new topic in success factors, and as you already see in the thumbnail, so today we are going to discuss specifically on overtime calculation via timesheet in success factor. So let's check the steps how to configure that first, and then we'll go into the system as usual and test the hands-on configuration. So first step of configuration, we have to configure first time type. So let me just tell you what the time type means. Here time types classifies the attendance type. Then the second point of configuration is time type group. So time type group is basically combining the time types as input of your working hours. Then we have to configure two more time types. One is the regular working hours and another is the overtime working hours. Then third step of this configuration is configure time valuation. So time valuation is the object which will help us to segregate the regular working hours and the extra hours as overtime. Then the fourth step in this configuration is time recording profile. So we have to assign these time valuation into our time recording profile, and then in the last step we have to assign this time recording profile to employee's job information so that that particular employee can avail this functionality of overtime calculation via timesheet. So now let's check today's requirement on this particular topic. So today's requirement, today we just pick up on a simple requirement to demonstrate this functionality in the system. And the requirement is suppose one employee in an organization, one employee can work in different time types, means different attendance types. So what are those attendance types we can classify? First one is regular working hours, second one is knowledge transfer, third one is client visit, fourth one is conference. Now suppose as per the company's policy, if employee work more than 40 hours in a week, that means if we think about daily basis, then regular working hours as per company's policy should be 8 hours, and if employee work more than 8 hours in daily basis, or if we consider the weekly basis, then more than 40 hours, 5 days in a week, 40 hours in weekly basis, then the extra hours should be paid to the employee 50% more than the employee's daily wages or monthly wages, whatever it is. So now to justify that, suppose one employee worked in regular hours 8 hours, then in the same day employee also worked in the knowledge transfer process 2 hours, and the same day also they have client, so they invested 1 hour to the client visit as well. So in that day employee has worked 3 hours extra. So for that 3 hours company will provide 50% more wages to that employee. So this is to know that how many hours the employee has worked more, we have to set up this overtime calculation. So let's check in the system. So now we have logged into the system as you see, and we have go to the manage data section. So here we need to configure first the time type. First I'm creating the regular time types, regular working hours, that as external name, and external code I'm putting regular hours. Unit I'm putting as hours itself. There are other units available, day as well. As per your requirement, you can set that. Country I'm not putting anything, to making this thing as global, so it can be assigned to any employee. Now classification, that is the important thing. Classification we need to set as attendance, because we are going to create this time type for attendance purpose. And this is the thing. Now save that. Similarly, we need to create other time types as well. So this is knowledge transfer hours, unit is hour, and external code I'm putting KT hours, and classification I'm just putting as attendance and saving it. Similarly, other time type we need to create. This is client visit hours, company. No, classification I'm just setting again attendance, and external code should be CLNT hours, save. Another time type I'm creating, conference hours, unit same as hour, classification again I'm choosing attendance, and external code I'm putting conference hours, CONF hours. Now this time types configuration is completed. We have created our time types. Now need to create time type group. So we need to create here basically 3 time type group. One is the input time type group, which will specify employee have worked on which particular attendance type or time type on daily basis or weekly basis. Another is threshold time type, you can say. That means if the company's policy is employee can be paid regular wages if the employee regularly works 8 hours per day. So we need to create that threshold, and then we need to create the time type group for overtimes as well, that is above 8 hours. Time type group we also need to create. So let's create it one by one. First one is input group, and I'm setting the external code as input time type group TTG, and valuation result category. This is only applicable to the overtime time type group only. As you can see, there are 3 categories available. One is the overtime base. So if we want to attach these overtime calculation to the payrolls, then we have to create one pay component and assign that pay component to the overtime hours. So for that we need to set the valuation result category as overtime base. That's it. So input group don't need any valuation result category, so I'm not putting anything. Now time category, it should be the working time for input group. Time pay type, if we want to assign any pay type with this particular group, then we have to select this option as yes. But for input group there is no pay type need to be assigned, so I'm not assigning that. UI component, I don't want input group need to be populated in screen, so I'm not putting this. And time collected type also not required for input group, so I'm just setting this as no. And time types, whatever the time types we have created, we need to assign here. One is the regular working hours, first one. Then second one is knowledge transfer. Third one is client visit. And fourth one is conference hours. So these time types are assigned now. Now I'm saving this first time type group. Similarly, we need to create another time type group, and this one is regular working below 8 hours. Here the time category we need to choose calculated time. Pay type, yes, I want to assign that to a pay type, so that company should pay for these regular working hours to the employee. UI component, yeah, we want to populate in the screen. External code, regular working 8 hours. Time collector, no, save it. Okay, this one need to be maximum limit is 10, so I'm putting regular 8 hours. Now we need to create another time type group for above 8 hours. So we are naming this external name as overtime above 8 hours. Valuation result category, we can choose any of these three as per your requirement. We are choosing here overtime base. And then time category, we need to choose again calculated time. And pay type, we need to choose again yes. UI component also we are choosing yes, and choosing the external code for time. Valuation result factor, I am choosing 1.5 because as per your requirement, for the overtimes employee will be paid 50% more than the regular wages rate. So I'm putting these valuation result factor 1.5 for. So three time type groups are created. One is the input, another is the below 8 hours, another is the above 8 hours for overtime. So now let's create time valuation. So here test time valuation, I'm just putting this external name, and external code I'm putting test TV. Valuation type, we should choose here aggregate input groups and split, so that system can automatically determine which hours are more than regular 8 hours and which attendance are less than 8 hours. Valuation method, we can choose evaluate per day if we want day wise calculation, overtime calculation, or if we want week wise, then we can choose evaluate whole sheet. And if we want evaluate up to date, means up to today, how much attendance has been inputted to the system by the employee. Based on that, if we want to calculate the overtime, then we should choose the third option. Here we are choosing the second option as per our requirement. Weekly we want to populate the overtime calculation here. And threshold type, you need to choose either you can choose the time type group wise, or you can choose fixed value wise. We are choosing here fixed value wise, and put the threshold value as 40. That means 8 hours per day and 5 days in a week. And time type group below, for that we have already created yes, this one, regular working below 8 hours, and for above we have created overtime. This one, okay. And for input time type group, we have created already input group. So setting this, so and external code, we need to put some external code. I'm putting one external code as EC1. And this reverse sign option, as you see, there are other input types you can also create. Suppose you want to set one scenario, employee has worked in a single day more than 12 hours, but those are unapproved hours. So a company is not going to approve those unwanted extra hours. So you can put another time type group as unapproved hours and set it here, and you can set the reverse sign as yes. Then those extra hours will be deducted from your input in time valuation, and those will be not considered in overtime calculation. So we can set as per your requirement that. Now we have set our required inputs for time valuation, and save this one first. So time valuation is now set. Now let's create time recording profile. So I'm putting test TRP time recording profile, and put the same as external code as well. Now the time valuation period, you can create one time valuation period as well, or you can choose the default one. This is nothing but defines what should be the first day of your week. As you see, one default time valuation period is already created, and as per that the first day of the week is Sunday. And length of the duration also you can specify, either it is a 1 week or 2 week or quarterly, whatever you want to set. So this is just classifying the valuation period. Now time recording variant, you can choose either clock time or duration. So duration is nothing but provide you the duration between your starting of your work and ending of your work. So it doesn't specify the particular clock hours. And if you choose the clock hours, then it matters when you start your work and when you ending your work as per the clock time. So clock hours you can choose basically for late hours calculation. Suppose one organization has late hours fine system. So and if you don't enter to the office by 10 o'clock in the morning, then the company is eligible to submit a fine notice to you. And then for that reason purposes, you can set the time recording variant as clock hours. Time recording method we are choosing as positive. Hours you are going to submit, based on that it will calculate. Now we are choosing here as positive hours or positive recording method here. And workflow configuration, if you want any workflow need to be triggered based on your attendance input in the system, then you can set it, else you can leave it as blank as well. Now time valuation, we have already created one time valuation, test time valuation, we are setting it here. If you want to create any validation rule, external business rule, you can set it here as well. Now saving this configuration. Okay, so now one more thing is pending, that is we have to assign all of these created attendance types or time types in the our time profile as well. So let's go to time profile. We have already created one demo time profile, and take action and assign those our attendance type or time type here. So first time type we have created regular working hours, and in main attendance type as well you need to set the same regular working hours. Set the external port E1. Second time type we have created, that is knowledge transfer. Set it here as well. Third time type we have created client visit hours. Set it here. Fourth one we have created conference hours. Set it here. And make all of these time types as ESS, means employee can apply their attendances via these time types. Now let's save it. So it is saved now. For testing purpose we have already created one test employee. Let's go to that employee and assign our time profile and time recording profile. So here we need to go to employee's job information. Here is the employee's job information. Let's edit. And this is the time information data. Demo time profile is already set for this employee, so we have to maintain the time recording profile. And the time recording profile we have created test TRP. Save it. So now configuration is done. Now it's time to test these scenarios. So let's proxy that employee first. So I proxied that employee. Now let's go to that employee's profile first. And now let's go to that employee's time attendance section. So this is the timesheet. Now go to timesheet. Okay, now let's start from a fresh week. Okay, now Sunday. Here is the timesheet screen where we can input our attendance for an employee. So in regular working hours I'm setting as 8 hours. as you see, when I put input here, it is showing in the screen. Now same day for knowledge transfer employee also invest 2 hours, so I'm setting that. Now for Monday, here you can see whatever the inputs we are giving, and it is showing is total, means total input hours is showing here, regular working hours. Okay, now Monday, so Monday again employee has regular working hours 8 hours, and Monday has a client visit is 2 hours again. Now coming Tuesday, regular working hours employee has 10 hours, and conference also have 1 hour. Now Wednesday I'm putting as 8 hours, 7 hours, and again there is some knowledge transfer section, and that is for 3 hours. And now regular working hours on Thursday I'm putting as 8 hours, and another conference it took 3 hours. So as you see, as we have already caused 40 hours here, now overtime above 8 hours, overtime is now showing 12 hours, and regular working hours is showing 40 hours, which is expected as per our configuration. So this is how we can set our configuration for overtime calculation, and this is how it will show in the screen as per your input in the attendance. So hope you enjoy this video, and hope we have learned something how to configure the overtime in SuccessFactors timesheet. So keep watching, happy learning, and please help to subscribe and share if this content of this video helpful to you. Thank you. Bye bye.